The two new Dokkan Fest banners are here with the new units on it, and if you are not a whale, you need to think about where your stones have the most value if you plan on spending any. Alright, so first off, we have the Super Saiyan Goku that exchanges into Gohan, the Gohan Goku exchange unit. And it's really good as you perform 3 multi-summons to get one free. So there is a discount on the first 3 summons, and then after that it's going to be 50 stones at regular price, but the get one free after 3 multi-summons is still going to apply, even though the stones are going to go back to the normal price for a multi. So that's something to consider on these banners as well when we're talking about the overall value of these banners and whether or not you should spend your valuable stones before the 7th year anniversary. Granted, the 2 new units, the Goku and also the Cell, have 200% leader skills. I read into their kits pretty good, and from what I can tell, this Cell has a leader skill it's a 200% leader skill, but after looking at these categories, especially power absorption, you're looking at very limited use with his leader skill right now. To me, it doesn't fit in the current meta of what's actually being used as far as units go. Now granted, this is a very good unit and his transformations have some really great effects, great kits, good passive skills, but as far as his leader skill goes, it's not exactly up to par with the meta. He's going to be a good unit on other teams, not as a leader necessarily. I'm not saying you can't use his leader skill. You can most definitely use his leader skill. The only issue is there are very limited options in power absorption, and androids / Cell Saga still needs to be buffed quite a bit. I wouldn't say it's super limited, but it's not as big as other categories. And then if you take a look at power absorption here, power absorption is very limited. I mean, look at that. We're literally just scrolling down a couple of times and that's all the power absorption units you have. There's not very many options, and you're really not going to be using power absorption with them, most likely, just because of how limited it is. And then this Android 16 and 18, they're not very good. Honestly, I really don't see a spot for them in this current meta, and not even on their own androids. Their kit's kind of wonky and I don't see it. A really good unit with a limited leader skill, a pretty mediocre banner unit, and we have this Goku / Gohan exchange unit right here. They have a very relevant leader skill, which is very good, and then the extra 30% buff goes to androids / Cell Saga category. 2 pretty big, if not some of the biggest leader skills or some of the biggest categories in the game, but then they buff a significantly smaller category with an extra 30% for a full 200% leader skill. I think that's actually a good move with this unit because you're still getting a full 170% with these 2 massive categories right here. Very popular, very relevant, very usable categories. Then you have a smaller, more niche category that gets the extra 30% buff. I believe this opens a lot of avenues for team combinations, so I think their leader skill is definitely up to par with the meta. They're a good hybrid unit. They're going to be good for longer events. They're going to be good for Super Battle Road too, because they have some utility in their super attack, and they're going to be helping all these categories out, especially heavenly events. No, this unit's looking really good. Between that Cell and this Goku / Gohan exchange unit, this is definitely the better unit. This unit's looking quite a bit better. And then when Gohan exchanges in for Goku, his kit just honestly gets better. On top of that, he introduces a new mechanic. Great chance of nullifying enemies' Ki Blast super attack and countering with ferocious power. Now we do have nullify and counter in the game, but not together like that. He's introducing something new. He has a great kit and good for Super Battle Road, good for longer events, and his super attack effect is actually really good. That's where those 2 fit in the current meta. But let's go ahead and dive back into their overall banners and look at the overall banner value. So we have this LR AGL Gohan on the Cell banner, this really good tech Kale and Caulifla, pretty mediocre Janemba right here. He's pretty good in certain situations. Then you have the everlasting aging unit right here, Tech Ultimate Gohan. Because of his kit, it's so consistent. It's exactly what it is, and that's it. It's simple. and effective. His guaranteed guard, his stacking attack and defense, well, greatly his stacking attack and defense, is not going anywhere. This kind of unit is exactly the kind of unit that stays relevant for basically ever because of the way his kit works. You know exactly what this Gohan is for. This Gohan definitely puts the value of this banner really up there, so keep that in mind. And then we have this Android 13, this target Goku lead. He does have some uses, and then you have the rest of the SRs. So I would say okay unit, okay unit, okay unit, really good unit in certain situations in the current meta. He's a good defensive stacker. It's just that I think, and now in the current meta, it takes a little longer than it should in order for him to be effective at defending. And then a really great unit. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 really good units on this banner. We'll see if the Goku banner is able to compete against that. On this one, we have the banner unit in Super Saiyan Vegeta. This guy is actually looking really good. It could take a little bit to build him up, but he is AGL, so he inherently has additionals anyway. But no, this guy is actually looking pretty good for a banner unit. 2 pretty good units, the headline unit being a really great unit with a very relevant leader skill. Great unit right here. He leads Connected Hope. I would say he's not in the current meta, but he's still a good unit. He is pretty bad right now. Videl is very limited, and this Gohan used to be good. I think he needs his EZA now. So we're looking at 4 pretty good units right here, an okay unit, and then just units that are either limited or don't hold up in the current meta. So 4 units for each banner that are good, but I would say it would be smarter to summon on this banner because of the overall value. But this banner right here, I believe, has the better headline unit in the Goku/Gohan exchange unit because they have a better leader skill. But at that point, you'd be chasing after this one unit, and then you could possibly pull some of the units that just absolutely are garbage or limited or not relevant anymore. Since there are discounts, if you have enough stones to spare, I think it would be smart to at least do 1 round with the discounts on one of the banners. I wouldn't go for both. I would choose one banner, and I would actually recommend this banner because this Gohan's on here, and then you have the chance to pull the new cell. So keep that in mind as you're deciding on whether or not you should summon. It's up to you, but this is definitely my advice. Summon on this banner if you are going to go for it, and do the 1 rotation, the 1 discounted rotation, do the free multi, and then pop out. I strongly recommend saving some stones for the 7th anniversary and not wasting them all on both of these banners. Even though I'm giving this advice and going over the overall value of this banner, everything is contingent and depends on your account. If you have all of these units right here, at least 1 copy of each of these units, Goku's banner would be more valuable to you if you didn't have any of these units. Generally speaking, this has less value than this banner right here. Thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all. We are on the grind to 1K subs. Until next time, bye y'all.